A very good evening, my loving friends, and I would like to clarify some things to you all through this audio. Well, as I told you many a times, I actually, you know, it was a process for me after a gap of 30 years or so to get connected with the land I was born and with the people I was bred because I left Nagaland way back in 85 and then I got reconnected in 2014. And when I say that it was, rediscovering the land I was born and re-understanding the people I was bred with, I really emphasize that, and it is a real fact because from 2014 I've been studying the depths of Nagaland because whenever I used to travel, I traveled into the interiors of Nagaland, not basing in Kohima, Dimapur, Mokchong or Mon and all these towns, big towns and cities, but I was traveling into the interiors and I was noting that the place have totally changed. The city of Kohima has totally changed. It has become a concrete city instead of all the greeneries that it had, and naturally cities develop. Naturally cities really develop and everything, but what I have seen in the city of Kohima is that the greenery is totally gone, whereas places like Bangalore and other places, even cities in Kerala, they protect the trees, and people they even take big trees and transfer it to another place and protect it. So that is the difference that I have seen between those developing cities in other places, especially down south and other things, and the place I was living for many years, that is Kohima. And then Dimapur, of course, again has changed a lot, wherein it has become one of the most unsafe place in the entire northeast India, and one of the most unsafe places in India itself. These are real facts which you know. As long as the road conditions and others are concerned, till the late 90s, where I used to travel back during my engineering to meet my parents and all, I know very well that the roads were not very broad, but they were good enough. The the roads that connected the district headquarters with the state capital and others were good enough, because I used to travel to Twinsang and Mokokchung, where my dad and mom were, or to places like that. And I have been seeing Zonapato and Akulto and all these places where my parents were after they were shifted off from Kohima in 1985, yes. And I have seen that the roads have become really deteriorated and things of that sort. The forests have been cut down, and a lot of other geographical changes have come into Nagaland. That is a change. It is a massive, huge change that I've seen, and the people have almost stopped that wonderful agricultural behavior of the Nagas, that even the chief minister of Nagaland used to go to the Jum Khetis during the rainy season. But those are almost 99.9% lost. And then That is about the land geographical scenario, though there are a lot of other changes that has happened. But when I started re-understanding the people I was bred with, from the day I was born till a very good age of 18, that I left for my engineering in 85. And of course, I left Nagaland totally in 91 because I used to come and keep on visiting my parents. I have seen a massive, unbelievable, unimaginable change in the attitude, the lifestyle, the thinking, the intellectuality, the educational qualification, the educational standards, the educational quality, the medical quality, and many things, many things have I seen. The hospitality, have I seen that there has been a massive, unimaginable change. Because as long as me, my sister, and my parents were concerned, we were more of Nagas by heart, and we are still the same. And I could not actually digest many of these things. Today, why I am putting up this audio is to clarify that the news of Big Bazaar shutting down is not a false news, but then it is lucky that they have reopened. And I am into the depths of my team, actually undercover, are into the depths of finding out what is the reality. But let me tell you something here. And when I finish the audio, you will understand why I said there is a massive, unbelievable, unimaginable change in my understanding, re-understanding the people I was bred with. I mean the people of Nagaland. From the time I could keep my remembrance intact, and luckily, or God's grace, that I have a very good memory that goes way back to the age of 5, and so when I left Chazuba, 4.5, 5 years to Viswama, and even the Chazuba memories are still intact in my mind. So I am actually blessed with very good memory power in many of the sorts. So from that time of memory powers that I have till the late 90s, that is so to say till 91, when I last visited Nagaland, and then of course I revisited it in 2015. So so to say, a gap of more than say 25, 27 years that I had no contact with Nagas at all, and that is how I I rediscovered or re-understood the people in the last 6 years time. See, when I came visiting Nagaland for the first time, I was sad to see the place so much gone down. I was sad to see Kohima, the beauty of Kohima, being destroyed with concrete structures and other things, and even the war cemetery and the surrounding areas where it was totally green have actually changed, though the pine trees are still there. But all the way around has totally changed. The greenery has totally lost. And when I visited the Science College area, see, when I used to study there, from Kohima to Jotsuma, there was no, after the forest colony, there was not even a single house. It was all forest and everything, and it was beautiful. Mm. It was lost. So, and then when I interacted with people around in Kohima and all for my first visit, I came to understand the changes, the massive changes. And so I decided to, after coming back to Kerala, I decided to re-understand the people. Now, after there are a lot of things which I will cut short, but now when I put up some points to you, you will understand why I said that there is a massive change in the entire attitude of the people of Nagaland. Let me tell you something that technology has helped Nagaland or the Nagas to be in touch, and it was this technology that made me get in touch with my people again, because it was the social media that gave me the first contact of my old big sister, with Sumino, Shaiza, and through her I started getting a lot of numbers and reconnected myself to my loving, lovable friends of that time, and then slowly and slowly I started getting in contact with everyone. Now, see, way back in '85. I got a sudden call in the middle of the night. I mean, way back in 2015, I got a sudden call way back in the middle of the night by around 11:30 from UP, telling me, साहब जी, आपको मालूम है कि आपके नागा लड़का लड़कियों को करीबन 100 से ज़्यादा नागा लड़का लड़कियों को कॉलेज से निकाल दी. I actually got shocked. I immediately called up some people in that place that I know, because again I am blessed that I have lot of contacts all around India, just because that I studied in many of the big colleges and institutions, schools. And I am a person who who tries to keep relations until and unless that particular person does not want to be related with me. So I keep politics as politics, and relations as relations. That is why even in Nagaland, whether he is an NPF or the BJP or anything, I keep my relations as relations and politics as politics. I don't interfere in one person's ideology and then blame him on the ideology. But I criticize on things which are wrong. That happens all around India. I have wonderful Congress friends, beautiful BJP friends, great Muslim League friends, Muslim friends, Hindu friends, Naga friends, and everyone. And many of them are on the topmost of chairs. Even in Nagaland, it is the same. So when I brought out this, asked some people, immediately called up and asked some people, I came to know that it was true, and that it was 172 children being kicked out from different colleges in and around UP area. And then I wanted to know what is what. Immediately, I brought out this scenario on the social media. When it came up in the social media, the first post of it and other things came out. I'm talking about 2015. The first post of the social media and all came out. People were a little confused of who is this Matthew Peter or Jolly, but they were again, eagerly knowing. The next day, a friend of mine immediately coming to see the post called me from Kohima and said she is a guardian of one of the boys who is in Hyderabad and he is in problem. When I got in touch with the Hyderabadi scenario, I came to suddenly know that 75 girls are being, the college is getting ready to kick these 75 girl children, Naga girl children, out of the college hostel. I came out with the entire story, and the social medias of Nagaland and the Nagas looked at me. I am not joking. If you go back to that scenario, looked at me and commented about my post and other things, and was praised about me, that I am God, I am the Father, I am the Savior, I am blah 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 blah. Agreed. I started exposing the so-called apex bodies of the students' unions of Nagaland, NSF, ENSUD, ENSUK, name it and everyone. And I started exposing lots and lots of things. Suddenly, the NSF ex-leaders and others started gearing up the parents of the children, threatened the children, and the things were totally stopped. The Nagas, the Nagas who were shouting in the social media suddenly stopped and they started asking me, "What are you doing next?" What a funny question. Why don't you sue them? Am I the person to sue them? When your children are all that doing this and that, and they are in geo paradise, you are asking me, what am I doing? You have closed the topic totally, and then things went this side, that side. The AOs, many of the AOs started getting angry with me because the then president of the NSF was an AO guy, and the secretary was a Chekasang person. So suddenly things started changing into tribalism, started spitting at Jolly Kaimanal, Matthew Peter, who are you to interfere in Naga business? Okay. And the NSF summoned me to Nagaland as if they were summoning some Bangladeshi Bengali in Dimapur, and they failed miserably. Okay, because I told them that I will pull them down to the judiciary of Hyderabad and UP. And that was it. And some of the elders went and told them, the people, that before you summon someone or something, first learn who is he, because he was the only non-local who was in the NSF way back in the 80s, and he held a good post in the NSF. So that topic closed. Fine. I brought out the super extravaganza of T.R. Zeliang's daughter's marriage, and I came out with the scenarios because all the news came out from the family itself to me, and I came to know exactly about the rock band coming there and everything. Those were very fully true. And then immediately when I put up the photos and other things and everything and all, people started praising me again. Oh, this is that, and oh, this is this, and oh, that is that. See, everything and all, everything was true, and people knew, a lot of people knew that it is true, and the photographs I put up, the things I wrote were all true, and everyone exactly like what happened in the students union fraud, everything was true, but later on Nagas did not want to do anything. And the same thing happened here, and later on it turned out to be that I was against the Zeliangs and other things and blah blahs and blue blues. Why are you interested in T.R. Zeliang's son's marriage and blah blahs, blue blues and everything? I said, if T.R. Zeliang can spend 20 crores, why can't he pay these poor 375 children who have been jeopardized with the admissions, at least some money for their scholarship and all? But that also the Nagas later on started asking me, what are you going to do? Am I the person to do all this? Am I the person to do all this, or is it the Nagas when I show out the things that you have to fight for your justice? Okay, forget about that. Then later on when I came out with different posts and other things, the people, I was hinting on the differences in the underground and other things. I was telling you about Isaac and Moiva scenario and the old underground scenario. When I put up Cook Nalim's meanings and other things, when I wrote the history of Nagaland, people were just praising me. Aya, nakobina. Naga Manu Inaka praises and praises, but in between when I touch one tribe on one thing or somebody on something, suddenly it becomes tribal. Aru baapre ba thukuri bole inaga muja. The blame game starts from one person to the other person to the other person to the other person. Then I came out with a political change, and I thought I will come with a political change, and I came in with Aam Aadmi Party. What a praise the Nagas had. The change of Nagaland political scenario would be through this great man who loves Nagas and Nagaland and blah blahs, blue blues and everything. But later on, the same people who were saying great things and other things were starting to spit at me without any reason of mine, because they kept on saying, what are you going to do next? Am I the person to do anything? When I came out with the massive news of when I exposed Mr. MKR Play's case for the first time to the world, and the IT of Kerala suddenly got into action. Before that, I tipped off a private plane landing in Dimapur with crores of rupees, and it was caught. The people were of praises and other things. Bapare ba, bapare ba, itu kiaze kaze. Na, are jolly to nakobi itu manu to inaga bhal manu as inaga dangor manu inaga itu. Suddenly when I named the person and the other things, the Semas got totally against and started spitting, with the other people going on to spit at me. am I the person to find out and tell you what are you going to do next? Am I the person to do these things? When I open up things to you, is it me that who has to do? Okay. When I came with the Pillai, MKR Pillai issue, huge scenarios. What scenarios? People were saying, crucify them, pull T.R. Zeliang, pull the popular bakery owner and that Zeliang lady and that Sema fellow's wife who is the secretary and all, pull them into the this thing, put them behind bars. Jolly, you are great, you are going to save Nagaland, you are going to do that, you are blah blah blue blue blee blee. And in the end, by the time I could gear up everything and reach things, the IT team came to Nagaland. And you know what happened? MKR Pillai and T.R. Zeliang, Y. Pathan and everyone geared up people like Vikhato and other people to brand me as MKR Pillai. And they played such a wonderful game that they made the entire people who would speak to the IT people who came to Nagaland, not a single policeman or not a single fellow who was shouting at the social media and everything ever talked anything to the IT team. But I did my job and I made them at least seize his properties in Kerala for the time being till he pays the taxations of the money he has invested. But what are you going to do next? Am I the person to do it? When I showed you everything, when I told you everything, when the fuel adulteration case came, let me tell you that it was Vikhato Aye and Zato Aomi and all who reached the place immediately made it everything, and they were negotiating on money, and that is the time when account reached there and they caught it. But that was also negotiated with money. What are you going to do next, Jolly? Am I the person to do? When I came out with things, am I the person to do? When I came out with MKR Pillai's this thing and other things, the account and KKSMA, sir, gave a blasted off a speech in that massive rally that MKR Pillai and others will be crucified. Are you with me? Are you with account? Are you this thing? Within no time, I told KKSMA, sir, you can ask him personally, sir, you have been sold out by your own account people. Because I knew it. And then the question came, Jolly, what are you going to do next? Am I the person to do anything? Am I? When I show you the way. Suddenly again, when MKR Pillai's case was so much, Apo Saruzole verbally said that he might go in for the CBI raid. I was the first guy to come to know. Don't ask me the sources and other things. My sources, you know, my influence in your society is much more than you think of. Because I was born and bred like a Naga and at heart as a Naga. My brothers and sisters who played with me in the mud and other things are there on the big chairs in politics, in police, in every department. My friends, my girlfriends, my mamas, my others are all there. And I am a person who keeps relation in the underground. The newses I get from the underground is only through my brothers who are in the underground. Some of them are Kilongshers. No jokes. There are guys who sat with me, including this Vikhato Aye, Zato Aomi, and this the guy who was heading the Aam Aadmi Party, who joined NPF now. And all these guys were there. They came, and I was the guy who introduced them to the chief of the the Kilongshers of IM and other people. They are my brothers, they are my sisters, they are my friends who played with me in the mud, in the rain, I went to the fields with them, I ate with them. The mamas fed me like they fed their own baby, chewing the food in their mouth itself. So I get the news. So don't ask me where I get all these news. I immediately came to know that Neferio and Tiarze Liang has amalgamated together, and they are joining up in Kaziranga. I brought out the news before all the newses, including NSF, including all the newses, I brought out before any of the Naga media or anything brought out. I brought out the newses, exact number of MLAs and other things. Jolly, what are you going to do next? What am I supposed to do? They pulled down Sorozele and they came to power, and later on you said, now we are going to throw them, we are going to the NPCC and everyone, NBCC and everyone, clean elections and other things. It was such a wonderful clean election that the same Neferio and the BJP came into power. When I said that these things are going to happen, those are going to happen, nobody believed it. And it is reality. Jolly, what are you going to do next now? What am I supposed to do? I am showing you this is this. Do something before it is going to explode. Kuranai do na. What am I going to do kwa? Then this year, I am cutting short. This year, now, recently, when I published, nobody expected, when I published the scenario of 37 plus people being appointed by the works of the cunningness of Y. Pathan, the DGP, and Y. Pathan's nephew, the SP or DSP or something, I forgot, I have to look into it, and things. Oh, people were, yeah, jolly savior of Nagaland Koa. Now what are you going to do? What am I going to do, yeah? Why don't you ask the question to yourself? What are you going to do about things that are going to let your children and grandchildren spit at your grave? What am I going to do? Today when I have come out before any media, yesterday when I came out before any media could even come out with the scenario, sitting 4,532 kilometers away from Kohima, I got the videos coming in from Dimapur that the big bazaar is shut down. Of course, I made a wrong statement of reliance. I'm a human being. Yeah, I'm not God, nor am I a devil. I am a human being, just a human being, a humble, simple human being who value humanity and humane. I am trying to be as humane as possible with all my human drawbacks. I am just a human being. But it is true that it was on the verge of shutdown. Luckily, it opened with all these scenarios, and I am going into the details to find out what exactly happened and what exactly is the reality. Whether the Nagas believe it or whether the Nagas don't believe it, it is my this thing, as I am no more just Jolly or just Matthew Peter, because I am heading a media from now. And so I will bring it out, because I have my brothers in the underground. I have things I will bring out, and I am a person who do not bring out things just like that unless and I have concrete evidences of something. I would not touch that topic. You cannot see any post of mine in any of my social medias that I have touched any topic that without any evidences or anything such of that sort. None at all. You show me one post or anything. Well, because I've been using social media, this Facebook and all started very late. I've been using other social medias for the last 20 years, from the time the internet was ready. Around by 18 years, I suppose, 19 years. My telephone numbers, my mobile numbers are the same from the time it was launched in Kerala. The same, no difference. My emails are the same. My scenarios are the same. I write realities. I write the history. I talk about the underground, which many of the present Nagas don't know. And suddenly everyone praises. Aya, Jolly do Kuknalim la jane, Moikan na jane, Inaga bal manu, Kinaga hobona. All piche de Inaga bia manu, Kinaga hobona. The thing is that the Nagas, I have re-understood the people I was bred with, and the Nagas have come to a point where they do not believe themselves. You do not believe yourself. You do not believe yourself. Even my good brother, Krolo Baba, you know, he was of only praises to me at one time. Later on, he became totally against me. But because of my personality of not getting against anyone, and I don't keep things in my mind unless it is a direct humiliation to me. And it touches my dignity and other things. I don't. And Krolo Baba is a friend of mine. Ym.Engr is a friend of mine. Everyone is a friend of mine. But those people who have hurt my integrity, my dignity, I am a person that I will never look at them or talk to them, whether he or she falls just in front of me and die. I will just walk on top of that dead body and go. So, my dear friends, whatever I have seriously put up on the news about Nagaland, not even one has been wrong till now, and not even the Big Bazaar scenario is wrong. The Nagas have totally lost trust in themselves. Every individual below, I would see, this is my understanding. There might be small differences, but as a whole, people below 50 years, 45 years and down have totally lost confidence in themselves, in yourself. And the people who are responsible for this is me, and that is the parents of the people till the age of 45 or so of the Nagas, and the blame game is so wonderful. From mid 90s, the blame game started playing. That you blame your government, you blame your underground, you blame your the outsiders, you blame the Indians, you blame the government of India, you blame your church, you blame your gamburas, you blame your this thing, your NGO, you blame your students union, you blame your mothers association, you blame your everything, you blame your parents, you blame your brother, you blame your sister, you blame your everyone, and you blame yourself that you don't believe yourself. This is a very pathetic situation where my loving, lovable Nagas have reached. And this is a situation where the Nagas are standing exactly at the brim of a very high cliff. One more step and you are down the cliff. Don't please ask people like me and others, what are you going to do next? Are we the people to do things? It is you who have to do, so that your children and your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren do not spit on your graves saying that Sala itu khan ase moila life beggar nishina banai dia khanto. This is what is going to happen if you do not realize now. Nothing is going to happen to me. Nothing is going to happen to the rest of India, because the Nagas have started fighting themselves, killing themselves. Because the outside Nagas, very well known, the underground brothers of mine themselves from Nagaland say, who are Khilongshire say, Oi do jolly, ki kobo na, to apni kwado innaga correct hoile bi ki kobo. It is ruled by the underground leaders outside Nagaland. The K, they I am, they are. What so? The original freedom fighting scenario is no more. Now when you go into my such things, you will see the Burmese Nagas, the Manipuri Nagas commenting, spitting. Who are you to comment about Nagas? I see very few of the Nagas inside Nagaland commenting that. So my dear friends, why don't you rediscover yourself instead of asking people like me, what are you going to do next? And then later on, when you see that these are the things, why do you want to do all these things? Why don't you take up things? I told you all that the peace accord is not going to happen because there is no such thing. And later on, when I brought out the reality from the parliament committee, that it was only half a page and it had nothing written in it except that the integrity of section 371A will be protected, and we will find ways and means to work out for the scenario. No one believed it till I brought out the scenarios, and then later on. See, your media does not. There are media people on this group itself, and this audio is for this group. There will be funny people who share this, I don't mind. Funny people who share this and break the audio into 4 or 5 pieces and send it off. And then there will be funny fellows sitting on the social media who knows only how to blame game, because they don't have any other job. They don't have any other job. It is not going to make any difference to me. No difference to me at all. But then, if you don't realize yourself, I am telling you, If there is a place called heaven or hell, you can sit there and see your great grandchildren spitting at your grave. For sure. For sure. They will be spitting. So, ending this, look at all the cases that I have brought up in Nagaland. Not a single case is false or fake. Every case was real, but you all did not want to take it on from there and help yourself, help your people, help your brothers and sisters, help everyone, the Nagas in Nagaland out of it. You did not want to. So even this case, I have put my team as a media scenario, because from now though you won't be seeing me much on the media also, because I'll be shifted off to my that big seat, and I'll be sitting there. Maybe I'll go for panel discussions somewhere and other things. And like you all say that my language is not good and all that thing. It's okay. I can. But anyway, I feel that my language is much better than many of the people who talk. I speak good, better English, though I tremble in between. That is my born scenario. I have that problem of saying ba and other things. Otherwise, I feel that my language is good, my writings are better, my pronunciations are much better. I would advise you and I would request you all to rediscover yourself and try to do something good for your society. Thank you, good night, and have a wonderful night. Thank you, my dear friends.